This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
Welcome back, Bharat FM listeners. This is My Colorful Kitchen, and I'm Aparna Tukralkat, still in conversation from last week with Tatvika Nair of Bombay Keto Kitchen.
Hello.
So, if you're looking at this distasteful looking vegetable here, we are going to change it into something delightful and yummy. But before that, I have some more questions for you, Tatvika.
Sure.
So, tell me, what exactly are macros?
So macros in keto is basically the amount of carbohydrates, amount of sugar, amount of proteins, and other nutrients that you are going to get into your diet that day. So macros are usually counted in terms of grams per day. And when you when you are on a keto diet, there are a lot of apps that you can download and put in your weight, current weight, your goal weight, your height, etc., and they will calculate your macros for you. So they will tell you, okay, you are allowed up to 20 grams or 23 grams of carbohydrates in the whole day, and you are allowed up to whatever 1,000 calories of fat or 1,100 calories of fat in the whole day, 1,200 calories, depending on that. So that is how macros work. So 765 grams of fat is probably, or 800 grams of fat, depending on your body. So when you start recording what you eat, so it becomes very mindful eating. It becomes a ritual. What you're eating becomes a ritual because you start recording everything that you are putting in your body, and that becomes your macros. They start calculating, ठीक है, इसमें 8 grams of fat थे, इसमें 2 gram of sugar है, इसमें 1 gram of carb है. So that's how you calculate your macros. The apps can do it for you. You don't have to physically sit and do it. Abhi to you can just enter it in the apps. You just enter what you ate and how much you ate of it, and it will automatically count the macros for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is how that is what macros is, and it's very important because it is a very good exercise for mindful eating habits.
So tell me, why are carbs, rice and beans special, and your grains that we consider normally so important in our lives, why are they a typical no-no?
So grains and carbohydrates in general, like I said before, that when we are doing keto, we are doing paleo, or we are doing what is known as the proper human diet, PHD, where carnivore diet, where you are basically trying to emulate what our ancestors ate and how they ate, because there is enough evidence to suggest that that kind of food, which was basically meat and forage, it was something that was high in mostly fat and proteins. There was not grains at that time. Agriculture is only 10,000 years old, so there's enough evidence to suggest that that is what your body thrives on. It is better for your body. It helps a lot of different ailments in your body. It helps with your sugar, with your hormones. It helps with a lot of times with people's blood pressure, hypertension, etc. So this is why we are trying to go back to eating a diet that our ancestors ate, because it was suggestive of a healthier way of life. Now, I do have an example to give you, which is about the Aboriginal Australians. They when they were asked, there was a whole documentary on this called the magic pill. It was called the magic pill, and what they realized is that the Aboriginal Australians right now are eating a diet high in sugar and wheat, and they're getting fat, and they have chronic diseases. They have diabetes to a point that their feet are breaking down. They cannot walk, and their skin is tearing apart. And why this happened is because it was when the Christians came to the New World, and they also brought with them sugar and wheat and grains, which the Australian native people were not used to. So when you ask them how did their ancestors die, they will give you all answers from, oh, the crocodile bit them, or they fell off the cliff, or they died of an insect bite, and they got lost in the forest. Everything except nobody's going to tell you, oh, they died of a heart attack, or they died of diabetes or kidney failure or any chronic illnesses that we've gotten so used to. So, like I said, there's enough evidence to suggest that that is the right, proper human diet to follow.
I will keep asking you questions as we go, but I am going to start on our ash gourd. So just to let our viewers know, we are making a twist on Olan, which is a Kerala dish. It is typically made with red, black-eyed beans, if I'm right. And
Yes.
I have made the original version of Olan with the red black-eyed beans and white and yellow pumpkin.
Right.
I absolutely love that. So because we are doing a keto diet with Tatvika today, we have obviously eliminated the red
beans.
black-eyed beans. I'm going to ask you, Tatvika, you recommended that I get the ash gourd or the Loki. Could we do the same thing with the white and the yellow pumpkin? Or is that a no-no on the diet?
Yeah, pumpkins are allowed on the keto diet because they are very high in fiber. So the fiber negates a lot of the carbohydrates that you're eating. So the net carbs are lower for pumpkins. So yeah, so any kind of pumpkin or gourd is actually allowed on the keto diet.
Okay, so I have boiled this in my pressure cooker, given it one whistle, and then I slowed it down for about 10 minutes.
Yes.
I put some salt and black pepper as you asked me to. So you want me to set this on right now?
Yeah, you can start this on now. And as it comes to a boil.
Yeah. Looks good?
Yeah, looks great.
Okay. So we are going to wait.
I like that it's not completely disintegrated. Aparna, you've done a fabulous job.
I was want to do a Loki ka halwa.
No, this is perfect. So you just need to start heating it up, bring it to a boil, and then the next step we'll do is add the coconut milk.
Okay.
So now, I typically add an entire can of coconut milk because I make 2 Lokis and I just love the flavor of coconut. But if you ask my mom, she'll probably do like 2 ounces of coconut milk or 4 ounces at best.
So I am that way too. I usually, I'm kind of, I don't want to say hoarder. I'm a planner where it comes to food. I don't like running to the store again and again. And I'm also a kind of cook who suddenly decides, okay, this is what I want to eat.
Right.
And I invariably have about 6 to 8 cans of coconut milk at home.
Yeah. Yes, it's a lifesaver. Yeah, it's a lifesaver, and especially on the keto diet because it's such a healthy fat, and you can make like Thai curries with it. Yes. And I can just go nuts with coconut.
At your point, the whole can goes in.
Yeah, I know. Yes. I know.
So you can never have too much of coconut milk or coconut oil. Yeah, I totally love it. So whether I'm on keto or not, this is going to be my dinner today.
Yeah, absolutely. Delicious. And while you're at it, you should probably try some cauli rice with it, Aparna. There's always a first time, you know. There's always a first time.
Yes, I agree. But my logic is I would rather eat it as is and eliminate the rice than do cauli rice. I'm sorry.
No, okay. We'll probably have to wait for that then.
Yes, I love cauliflower. I love gobi aloo and my gobi and everything. But no, I am not.
No.
This is something I'm going to do.
Fair enough. So
Yeah.
your gnocchi is nicely boiling now. I think you can add we can start with half the can
Are
and
you
see where
sure? In this
yeah.
case, more is less.
नहीं, half a can पहले शुरू कर लेते हैं. I'm sure it's going to eventually, yeah, that's good. Because we need the other flavors also. Loki itself is very subtle in flavor.
Yeah, true.
So we kind of bring about the flavor mostly with the coconut milk and the chonk.
So I'm
The,
going to share. I'm assuming. Would you do condensed milk or no
mm, on keto or
on keto?
yeah, no, we make our own condensed milk with heavy cream and sweetener.
Okay, so I
Yeah,
also love coconut mousse.
yeah.
So I do that. I do a can of condensed milk, some heavy whipping cream, and gelatin, and the whole can of coconut.
Oh my God.
It looks so pristine. It tastes so pristine. It's one of my favorite mousse to go.
That sounds amazing. See, I used to be that kid who used to like Bounty because there were like kids didn't really like Bounty. I was the only kid in class that would like love Bounty. Like, tum Cadbury Dairy Milk le lo, give me the Bounty.
Ah.
So I've anything coconut is my go-to. I can like snack on coconut
What
flakes and
about chocolates? Are chocolates allowed on keto? I'm trying to see what questions people would have.
yeah. Yeah, of course. So you can make your own. There are a lot of brands out there that give sugar-free chocolates. So there are some versions that have stevia sweetened chocolates instead of sugar. So right now, commercially, there's a lot of products available. But even if you had to make something at home, if you have monk fruit or stevia, you basically all you need is really cocoa powder and maybe cocoa butter and whip it up together and you'll have your chocolate. So it's or anything chocolatey like we make hot chocolate at home, keto hot chocolate at home, chocolate cake bana diya, keto chocolate cake
So
with because
would you use the normal cocoa or no?
normal cocoa powder, which is unsweetened cocoa powder.
Right, right.
Yeah, so normal unsweetened cocoa powder is absolutely keto friendly.
Ah,
So
okay.
that opens up another world, right?
Yes, actually.
Which is why I love this diet because there is no other diet out there that will tell you that "Theek hai, you can appeal do something for your sweet tooth. You know, it's always like here you can make fudge brownies, you can make chocolate cake, you can make lemon bars, you can make lemon curd, keto lemon curd. Like there is nothing people have experimented with keto eclairs and other things, muffins, donuts, everything keto friendly, eatable on the diet.
So
Why
you
not?
find combining your Indian diet with the keto difficult?
I personally did not because typically I had to just find a substitute for rice and roti because a lot of the sabjis are keto friendly that we eat. Yes, aloo of course is not no, but everything else, whether you're making bhindi, whether you're okra, whether you're making aubergines, you're making bengan ka bharta, any other karele ki sabji. There are so many vegetables that you can make. Palak paneer, paneer ki bhurji, paneer itself. They are all keto friendly. So the elimination is much lower in the Indian diet because what you're really eliminating is yes, dal. You're eliminating dal. You're eliminating rice and roti, and now we have substitutes for that. So it
Yes.
works.
How are keto and paleo similar or different? I have never done either, so educate me on that.
So there are some
In the
similarities.
meantime, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Do you want me to do anything here?
Yes, just give it a good stir, and you can add you can if it's already salted to your liking, then don't worry about it. But if it needs a little more salt, then you can probably add it at this point and the garlic too.
No, nothing to be done to the garlic.
No, nothing to be done to the
Just
garlic.
garlic.
I typically take whole garlic, and in my chonk, I first chonk the garlic and take it out and put it in, just so it makes the garlic more pliable, easy to eat, and not very strong in flavor.
Okay.
But this is fine too.
I can always add some more if
No, that this This is absolutely fine. So you just need to keep stirring it. Let the coconut milk thicken a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking for a thicker gravy.
Yeah, thicker. I personally like a thicker Olan.
Mm.
So that's my. So you can, if you think you can add a little bit more coconut milk if you feel at this point that
What
it's
about coconut milk?
it needs to thicken a little bit. I told you I love coconut milk, so yeah, that's good. So that'll do just fine.
Okay.
And once it starts to thicken a little, we'll prepare the
Fully
tempering.
of less is more. But when it comes to coconut, I'm like, we're good.
Yeah, coconut
Yeah.
club, absolutely. So I totally get it.
Yes.
So coming back to our conversation, the paleo diet or the Paleolithic diet and the keto diet, they have a lot of similarities, mostly because they are taking from the way our ancestors ate, which is going back to real food. So for paleo, grains are also a no-no. But yes, they are not carb centric or fat centric or any particular nutrient centric. So there is no there are no reasons to avoid let's say potatoes or sweet potatoes or any pulses that are high in carbohydrates. So that is the main difference that keto concentrates on. Keto one is about putting your body in a state of nutritional ketosis, which is where it starts to use fat as fuel instead of the sugar available through carbohydrates or sugar itself. So that is the difference. Whereas Paleolithic diet is concentrating on just the ingredients that you're putting in your body and not the nutritional value of the food.
Okay. So
So
typically, when does this look thick enough or some more?
yeah, I think I would probably thicken it a bit
But
more, and we can start the tempering process
so
and continue thickening it.
yeah, I think I'll thicken it, Tatpika, because right now for our setup, I just have one gas.
Yeah, so we can start the tempering process, and once you add it, you can put that back to the uh,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. That makes sense. Okay. So I'm going to move that, bring this in. Okay. What do you want me to add?
So you can start with your fat, which is either your coconut oil or any other.
Kimpi, what is it?
Sorry.
Are we liberal with the coconut oil?
You can use about 2 tablespoons
2 tablespoons.
of the amount you have, or 1 large tablespoon is fine too. Yeah, that is good. Is it thoda kam shayad, because since you're using 1 lauki, my mind always goes to 2 laukis. So this is good. And let it melt nice. And I would start with the chilies.
Okay.
Because kadi patta to bahut jaldi ho jayega.
So that's it. These are the only 2 things that go into tempering.
Yeah. So typically the tempering process involves, yes, the tempering process involves the Kerala chilies is what I use, which is the dried marinated in yogurt chilies. So which I know you love.
I have.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that of course changes the dish completely. That's the star of my dish, at least. I absolutely love it. So next, try to catch a hold of it as soon as you can, Aparna.
Yeah, I still remember a few days back, I took a picture of what I was eating and posted it on Facebook. And within minutes, my brother messaged me, "Where did you get those chilies?"
I know. I've had a lot of people message me when I put my chilies picture. Luckily, in California, because there are so many South Indian stores here, it helps a lot. Yeah, I think you can put the.
Do you want me to break the chili or just whole?
A little bit. You can break the chilies a little bit because it'll add a little spice to it. Yeah, that's actually brilliant. Looking good. Yes.
Love the crackle of tadka.
I know. And the smell, my God. The
Yes.
smell of crackling curry patta is divine.
So are we done with the tadka?
Yeah, you could just add it to
And bring
your
oil.
god. Yeah.
Oh, I love that sound. That's a good tadka going
So
into the.
before mixing it, you could put it on the stove so we can take a nice look at
Yeah,
it.
actually. Oh wow,
Yes,
divine.
divine. And just let it thicken a little bit. Check for the salt. I think it might need some more salt because of all that coconut milk.
I'm gonna let this spoons clean out here. It's divine.
Yeah, I love it.
It's so divine.
So
I'm actually not missing the red
salt that. Oh yeah,
salt. Yeah, I will go ahead and add some in a bit. It's away on the other side of the kitchen right now.
yeah. So just adjust the salt to your liking, and this is done. It is like the fastest thing in my house because my kids love it. It's so gentle on the palate. It's they can eat it without any.
Need any reason to introduce something with coconut in my hand.
Yeah.
It's just going to be on my meal plan. So we're talking about meal plan. What does a keto meal plan typically look like through the day?
So a lot of people do it differently, like typically they would. I personally, because we eat a lot of meat, I do make sure that I have, when I buy my chicken in bulk or the big packets, I just kind of marinate them in two different styles and leave them in the refrigerator, which even if you're not meal planning is a very great idea for like quick dinners, right? So I do a lot of air fryer cooking. So I'll just take it 10 minutes, 15 minutes before dinner. I will throw the marinated chicken in the or the kebabs in the air fryer, and you have your protein. And thoda us pe I will melt some butter on it. You have your fat over there. Have a bowl of salad with it, or make some stir fry veggies. If I'm making soup, like cream of mushroom soup, broccoli and cheddar soup, all your rich soups, which are high in fat. So you can and vegetables because I need my vegetables. I have to have that balance for myself. So I make sure that I have that. The soup I will make a very large pot because they sit well in the refrigerator for 5 to 7 days. So and then I will mix and match. I will switch. So if I have had chicken tikka marinate for 3 days, then on the fourth and fifth day I will make butter chicken from it. Butter chicken banaya. So I'll make a large pot of that. So yeah, so the vegetables always I keep circulating them. So it's great to just and I always have the low carb tortillas in my pantry.
How does a vegetarian's diet come together with keto? Is it vegetarian friendly? And what
So
happens for protein? Because I've heard a lot of vegetarians tell me, oh, we don't have meat or beans are our only option. So, how does it fit into a vegetarian's diet?
that's a great question because there are actually even vegans who are on keto, and it surprises me because I would think it would be harder for them, but a lot of people are surviving on broccoli and paneer and yogurt and stuff. So hey, but for the vegans, they are doing broccoli and spinach and vegetables like that are in fact very high on proteins, nuts, almonds, pistas, walnuts, pecans, Brazilian nuts. They're all very, very a great source of protein, great source of healthy fat, and so there's some. They make a lot of their stuff from that. They do cheese sauce. Cheese sauce, you have like blanched cashews with yeast, and you make a nice cheese sauce. With a little bit of red peppers in it, and you get a nice cheddar style vegan cheese sauce.
So I was
And
almost not going to ask you about how does a vegan diet fit into keto because I thought that would be such a stupid question to ask you because
no,
our minds keto is all about malai, doodh, paneer, cream,
yeah, it's very dairy.
but apparently it does.
Yeah, it does. In fact, Aparna, it may surprise you, a lot of people who eat meat. So the carnivore diet, a lot of people who are on the carnivore diet, which is the other extreme of keto as we know it, they don't even eat vegetables. because of the carb content in vegetables. So they only stick to meat. But a lot of people on that kind of diet also survive without dairy, because dairy is known to cause inflammation, especially milk, etc. So a lot of people who are doing it for inflammation issues don't touch dairy at all. Then how do they get their fat?
Right.
That's, yeah, they get it through, of course, carnivores get it through bacon and the food itself, the meat itself. But for vegans, they get it through coconut oil, through avocados, through your different oils, right? Mustard oil, olives, nuts, healthy nuts. So there are different sources apart from dairy sources for fat as well.
That's
So
so
yeah.
interesting. It's, thank God that there's so much of variety of food in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And now it has become mainstream, like it's,
Yeah.
if one might wonder if it's a fad diet, so, people have been doing this for a while now. If it was a fad diet, it would be long gone. But now there's so much stuff available. You go to Costco, you're going to find keto bread, you're going to find keto snacks, you find keto options, a lot of it. So things have definitely changed. People are realizing that, this is not a diet, it's a lifestyle, and you have to stick to it. Have maybe 1 or 2 cheat days, but then come back to it.
What do your cheat days look like?
I cheat with fruit, believe it or not,
Okay.
because that's what I crave when, and then I don't even feel as guilty.
This is done. I
Yes, this is done, this is ready, you can shut the gas and just give it a nice tasting and check for salt, and it's done.
I am going to serve this out for our viewers. Let's okay. It's not too and move this out of their way. I
Oh, that looks good.
does look good. You were saying, I'm sorry.
My mouth is watering here.
Is this what a typical appam stew would be too?
Appam stew would be a little different, but yeah, it will be pretty similar to this.
So what would be different? While we are talking about food, let's get this out to our viewers as well.
Yeah, so appam stew would also have onions. That is one of the biggest differences. So that changes the flavor profile a lot.
Okay.
क्योंकि उसमें onions भी डालेगा. You'll fry some onions, and that completely changes the flavor of the olan as versus say a potato or a chicken stew.
Okay.
And yeah, but other than that, everything would be pretty much the same. There'd be coconut milk, there'd be your lovely tadka with the kari patta, the sorry, the kari patta, the kondatam, which is the chilies that we talk about. So that is, yeah, that would be exactly the same typically.
I think the next thing I need to learn is appam. I'm combining the two in my head right now.
I can't wait to eat my mother's appam. That would be a good cheat day. I miss that a lot.
I'm sure. So I'm so blessed over here. I have a friend from Kerala, and I have to just call her and be like, I want some South Indian food. And including my family back home in India, who has gone to her house when they visited, they
Yeah.
jealous. She has this amazing table set for you with so much of variety, and it's so simple. It's simple food that you absolutely relish.
Yeah, I absolutely love my Mallu food, and honestly, I have to be honest with you. It took me a long time in life to appreciate the style of Mallu cooking, the flavors that are involved with it, because it's very easier to like something masaledar, like even in our bilingual, multilingual, multi cuisine house, multicultural house, we always still as kids gravitated to, yeah, I know, my god, we always gravitated towards the methi aloo and the gobi aloo and the butter chicken, obviously, and things like that, the maki dal. But it was never that much, yes, sambar and idli and dosa and all were not meals, they were like breakfast items in our home. But the olan and the kalan and pachadi and all these different Malayali foods, we never really, we took it for granted. We were like, nahi, iski shakal dekho kaisi hai, like isme wo masala nahi nazar aa raha, and it's not
Yeah,
looking right.
honestly, things like Loki, Karela, Kaddu, did we like it as kids? Whether it's
Yeah.
or Punjabi, I don't think we enjoyed it. But as you grow, your food palate matures.
Changes, and you realize the complexity as a cook. Even you would have understood that, that journey, that, oh my God, this is really complex. Even it's not like one masala fits all. You will
And it's
have
complex
to
because it is so simple.
simple, right? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Totally agree. Yeah.
It was great chatting with you, Tatvika, and I'm so glad you had so much information to share with our viewers. Thank you again. And guys,
Thank you.
Tatvika on Instagram, on
At Bombay Keto Kitchen. And I'm on Facebook too. And thank you, Aparna. I had a lovely time. The Olan looks great. My mouth is watering here. It's time to eat lunch now.
Thank you for taking out time with the schedule. And Bharat FM viewers, you can go ahead and like our page on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and you can like My Colorful Kitchen as well on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also go to my website for more recipes. Thank you so much, Tatvika.
Thank you, Aparna.
Take care.
Have a great day. Bye-bye.
This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.